And we are in the second winner bracket semi-final. Meta Madness continues, everybody. So, as mentioned before, this is the third qualifier. We have now 12 heroes that are pre-banned, so they are banned for the entire third qualifier. In qualifier number 2 we had 8, now we have 12, and the number will increase for qualifier number 4 and qualifier number 5, plus the playoffs, depending of course on sub goals on the Twitch channel. But these heroes are unavailable for this entire tournament now. And every hero can only be played once within a series, so as we're moving from map number 1 to 2 to 3, things are of course getting fairly interesting here. The prize pool for the entire event is $2,000. Prize pool, all prize money is this time put up by me myself. We don't have a big name sponsor or anything on this event, so once again, with that, we're heading straight into our first map. This should be actually a banger. We got Akatsuki going up against the Saboteurs. I'm actually not quite sure. Apparently somebody was blanking a little bit, and that someone would then be me, because I thought I already adjusted all of the overlays, but apparently I was mistaken. So let me fix that real quickly. There we go, and with that everything is correct. So with the Saboteurs and the Akatsuki, we'll now see what exactly the Akatsuki can pull off against an opponent that already was extremely successful in 2 qualifiers. The Akatsuki themselves, of course, a newer addition to the Meta Madness lineup. Now, if you remember, in qualifier number 1, we still had a team with the 3 American players, with Legacy, Madara, and with Cure, playing together with Ultralisk and with Skog, but the Americans decided afterwards that it's a bit too much of a commitment for them. First of all, the ping disadvantage, of course, is kind of annoying, and then you also have to play on 2 days going through these double elimination qualifiers. Time difference might make some problems there too, so they decided to disband, which forced then Ultralisk and Skog to form a new team, which they did. So the Akatsuki participated in the second qualifier for the first time, and now they are here in the third qualifier going up against one of the top teams, if not the top team, and we'll see if they can hold a candle to the Saboteurs, or if they at least for now are going to be defeated here. I mean, a lot is going to happen until we are reaching, you know, the playoffs, and until we are really seeing who's coming out on top. Obviously, both of these teams, with the players that they have in their roster, are fairly strong. Masquerade with a main tank Uther and Stukov behind it. I mean, typically you would obviously look towards Vala right now and you're like, should we play Vala here? But she's obviously perma-banned, so now they're going to see what else they can ban out. Maybe it's Greymane, maybe it's Cassia, but yeah, the double support on this is fairly powerful if you are trying to just go for one hyper carry. And as expected, I mean, Greymane banned out doesn't really shock. He was one of the good options that they could have gone for. Don't think it surprises the Akatsuki either that he's banned, but they definitely have some more options available right here. So, for the blue team, what do we have here? We got Dino and Yasuo for the next few picks, and of course you still have Rutsu to contest with too. Now Ultralisk gets Maiev. I mean, that puts Maiev off the board for the rest of the series, but this is a hero that Rutsu in particular would have loved to play as well. Here comes the double damage. They're going in with Cassia, and we have Jaina. Alright. So yeah, pretty good, if particularly with Jaina, if they can follow up on some CC chains. I mean, they could come in with Muradin and get Stormbolt in, Dehaka with the Tong. Same time now, Sonya. Yeah, and we got Khaldor. Okay, so even more CC. So they have CC on 3 heroes. I mean, technically with a spear and a potential leap, I guess, with a 5. But Sonya is going to definitely wreak havoc a little bit if she can, and so will Maiev if she gets the support from this. So yeah, looking good. We have a pretty powerful, very frontline heavy lineup that should shield Khaldor quite a lot. And our final pick, Yasuo, obviously the blue team still needs a healer. And for Sky Temple, our first map in this series, we get Deckard Cain. So, nicely done. Let's go, everybody. The Akatsuki against the Saboteurs. Okay, the good news first. We seem to have a fixed version for our overlay. Thank God for that. So now we don't have to rely on the Blizzard trash, but we can actually use the third-party UI, which is way better. We can finally track any kind of quest talents again. We can track baseline quests. Awesome, love it. Either way, on the left side now in game number 1, the Saboteurs with Hazops on Dehaka. We have Dainu on Cassia. Yasu is playing Deckard Cain. Rutsu, Jaina, and Bad Benny is playing Muradin. To the right of the map, the Akatsuki with Ultralisk on Maiev. We got Banana H on Stukov, Darkmok on Sonya, subbing in today, Skok with Kel'Thas, and Masquerade is playing Uther. So, we Gucci. Let's go, everybody. Let's get the show on the road. I expect big things here. We have, first and foremost, the Furious Blows, a little bit of a slammy slam build from Sonya. No stacking, unfortunately, for Cassia. I mean, the reason I say unfortunately is simply because I like the minigames. We like zittings, which we are not getting in this case. Oof, the Blizzard server is currently getting some hiccups over here. Don't turn it off, Blizzard. Don't turn it off. Keep it in. And apparently, I am not the only one that has some issues here. So we get a quick pause by Hazu. And, yep, Blizzard is turning the servers off, boys. They are turning them off. Gotta be a little bit careful over here. Yeah, no matter what causes the hiccups, I really hope that they're going to be gone in a second. But as the game starts up, everybody is, of course, looking for a quick and easy kill. Now, we have a bit of a fight happening down here at the bottom of the map. I suppose Cassia could be in a bit of trouble, but yeah, not really. I mean, either way, as it stands, we have all of them just exchanging some damage. Masquerade nearly died on the other hand, so that got a bit close. So Masquerade, he barely survived, but these roaming squads are just going to continue. So whatever caused it, seems like it's gone. Yeah, as long as the players don't suffer it, I mean, that's of course the most important part, but yeah, we're fine. Now, with the camps up on the map, it's time to really focus on that a bit. And it doesn't really seem that any of the teams wants to be aggressive. There's obviously always two options. You can either just fall back and go for your own camp, let your opponent do the same thing, or you can decide to be a bit more aggressive and try and invade. If it works out, you're setting yourself up for a very good opening, for a very good start into the game. But if it fails, then not only did you not take your own camp, your opponent has one, has gotten maybe even a kill, and you're in even more trouble. Yeah, talking about trouble, Uther already is fighting a lot of it as he gets destroyed here. So Uther is gone. Dehaka is being a bit cheeky over here. Yeah, Hazops with all the sass in the world is trying to see if he can maybe invade this a bit. Wasn't really the case, but no harm, no foul. He gets out. And down to the bottom of the map now with the Siege Giants that they got earlier, they are able to get some damage on that wall and nearly destroy one of the towers. So, nicely done. With the level 4 talents, we get Netherwind now as the next choice. We got Muradin also with a double clap. And of course, in a few more seconds, we're going to have the temples announced. And then the real party starts, where you're going to see how much damage can you do against the opponent's structures. Timing is everything there. It's also why we're going to see this timing from Dainu, trying to execute it during the objective. Sonya still with a bit more slam, and to be fair, I mean, they're getting a good amount of damage in here already, particularly now with Stukov guarding this even further, so one tower should be easily destroyed. The gate is already gone. If they can take a hero down, that would be an absolute dream for them, but we're not there yet. So, with that, we have down to the bottom of the map just a little bit of a minion push happening. It was Kel'Thas that rotated between the lanes over here. Yeah, they need to speed this up slightly. It took Dainu way too long for it. And while they are still getting the camp, we already have Stukov up on the top taking shots against the blue team. And since they lost most of their wall, this also means that if nobody interferes here, this topside fort is going to get destroyed. So there's a lot happening already with the first objective. Ultralisk is able to get out. Still amazing to me, by the way, that he has Maiev. If you ban one hero against Ultralisk these days, it's usually Maiev. So, kinda crazy. It's really a little bit bonkers to see that here, but time will tell if he's gonna punish them for not banning Maiev out, or if they can actually handle it. The double support, of course, gives her also a lot more survivability, so that should allow Ultralisk to go a lot deeper in these fights. Level 7 talents for both teams. Blue team has focused a bit more onto the top shrine for very good reason. If they didn't, they would have lost their top fort. that allows the red team to take all of the shots here in the middle. And they are not able to take a fort out, but they are destroyed. They destroyed 2 walls, and they are also doing some significant damage to 2 of the forts already. And they kill Benny. So it doesn't really get much better than that. Particularly if they can get another one here. Cassia diving in a bit too deep allows them to drop Dino too. Dino destroyed, and that is a great start. The Akatsuki, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, there we go. It's a crying shame, by the way, that Madara did not join the Akatsuki. That would have been so much fun. If we had just one of the NA boys saying, you know what, guys? I still want to participate cross-server here, it's fine. It would have been Madara. That would have given the entire Akatsuki name a completely different twist as well. Maybe he was the one who suggested it. I mean, you never know. But either way, the Akatsuki are doing well. They got a level lead. They are ahead in structural damage. Hasn't yet translated into them destroying a fort, but still, they are trying to destroy some heroes here though, and everybody's rotating in for it. Even the Haka is saying hello, but it doesn't save Cassia, so Cassia is gone, and the team is trying to take this. Oh, Jaina dead, Ultralisk is alive, eats the Stormbolt, they take the camp. If they can get more kills here and save Ultralisk. He had 7 hit points! He had 7 hit points as he jumped out. So they just netted themselves another 2 kills, and they also stole the Siege Giants, which allows them now to do more damage down at the bottom of the map, particularly because they have the early level 10 talent. Boy, oh boy, that's great. That looks amazing. I mean, he went out of the fight with 7 hit points, and now they're dropping Benny for the 2nd time in this game. They're taking this temple out without even... Sorry, they're taking this fort out without even utilizing the temple because they have that early level 10 talent. Yeah, once they take control of the temple, it's going to destroy every single remaining fort. Easily. Like, it's not even going to be close. They're going to take such a massive lead here. It's nasty. That is... The Saboteurs, they need to step it up big time. Fort in the middle is gone. Fort at the top is gone. And now it's going to be more damage down here at the bottom of the map with one shot after another. Finally, a little bit of aggression. Darkmok having to let this one go. This actually hurts. This is actually really annoying. Thankfully, he made it out. If he would have died there too, that would of course have been ultimate punishment. But this is putting pressure onto the top fort. So with level 10 in their hands, the Saboteurs, they are starting to get a little more work done here. Ultralisk wants the final remaining shots. Yeah, discs the Haka for it too and gets it. Nice. Well done. Great disconnect. And what about Usa? Divine shields it up, gets another stun out, but shouldn't really overdo it because these Stormbolts are still going to hit and gonna hit hard. But with Kelthas not being here, with Sonya not being here, they couldn't really fight this. So it's 5 kills to 1. And all the way up at the top, Sonya's trying to steal it away. I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, Darkmok is getting a bit... no, sorry, this isn't happening. But they take Muradin down again. So the Dwarf is dead, and now they're trying to go for the boss here. I mean, even the Haka was in a bit of trouble, and Darkmok nearly got the kill against Hazops. So now he's moving up, but he's also wasting a colossal amount of their time. Even if Darkmok dies here, the boss at the bottom of the map is basically a given right now. Oh! Slam it! Yes! He gets the kill! He actually gets the kill! The boss is taken at the bottom of the map, and now they just did that. That was epic. That was absolutely epic. Nicely done. They get the counter kill here, and I mean, again, what else do you want, right? This was about as good as it gets. So, the Akatsuki, they are still driving the agenda here. They're still driving the bus, and it's just looking too damn good for them. A nice attempt at a defense down at the bottom keep, but even that might not fall. Good move, actually. Catching Kelthas there. Nice, my friend. Kelthas gets caught, gets a Divine Shield to make it out of the fight. The boss is still hammering away against the keep. And it seems that Uther is thinking about turning it, but Masquerade goes down. So, what about the boss? Boss is still up and will take the keep down. This keep is gonna fall. And then it's 2 temples that are up. They get 1 kill, they get Kelthas, so that's 2. Finally a bit of momentum for the Saboteurs, but the problem is still the same. They just lost way too much. Sonya gets a few shots. I mean, what was that? 2, 3, it doesn't really matter. Siege Giants get taken just in time, but it might cost Maya her life. Well, actually, it might cost Dino's life if he continues like this. That was a nice shove. Here comes the Haka, and Dino is definitely on the wrong side of that battle now. So first Jaina dies, now they're going for Dino. He gets tethered, gets healed for a moment, but this is not looking good for him whatsoever. Dino is gonna die. Dino is gonna die, and they might even get more than that. They are hoping to go for Deckard Cain here. But no matter what happens, it already means that at least one of the two temples is gonna end up in the hands of the Akatsuki. What looked like a potential comeback for the blue team has turned against them again. More shots fired down here by Stukov taking over. They're firing them straight into the middle, and now they have also shots fired from the mid-temple that they're just now controlling. With a level 16 talent that is inching closer and closer for them now. This is looking too damn good for the Akatsuki. I think the Saboteurs are going to need a shower after this game, because the Akatsuki are shitting all over them right now. Level 16 talents in their hands. That gives us a super strain. We got the giant slammer, ignite. I mean, have fun fighting against the talent advantage. And that middle keep is in trouble. So, yeah. Likely not going to be destroyed here directly. I don't think that's going to be enough. But it's already low. And if they get a few more hits in, I mean... Give me a kill or two, and they might get that keep right now. Uther comes in. What did Masquerade just do? The fuck was that? Masquerade just YOLO'd straight into the 4-man. And it was just like, alright, I'm done here. My job's done. Time to die. Yeah, that definitely didn't quite work out as intended, I suppose. Darkmork also gets weirdly caught. Spin to win, baby. Keeps him alive a bit longer, but he's still in trouble. And it's a 4 versus 4 that they're playing. One team doesn't have a support, the other one does have at least one, so that's the big advantage that they have now. Disc is out, Banana alive, and they might get Dino now too. Dino, Murder, and Dehaka, they're all getting chased here. Dino's the first one to fall, he's gone as well. And now they're trying to go straight in for another kill. Muradin in particular is looking pretty juicy here, but he gets the Stormbolt out, and there's that. So, Uther is also back to business. I actually would have loved to see how much mana Uther had. If he actually just... Like, Masquerade has this thing where he sometimes just blanks and just ints. But if he was out of mana and they wanted to take the fight and he wanted to go for the trade, then that might have even made some sense. But I have actually no idea how much mana he had at the time. But they are getting the kill here now. So the keep is gone. And we have a 2-level advantage still. I mean, all of this has, of course, been played out with a level 16 talent advantage. Now we have a double temple up. And yeah, I mean... okay, at least the wall at the top is still standing. So if they get an entire temple, it's not going to end the game immediately. But now it's 16 versus 16 on the talent count. We have 36,000 damage for Sonya. We got 38,000 damage for Cassia. And yeah. It's pretty insane, honestly. When it comes to Sky Temple as a map, the dominance that we are seeing here from the Akatsuki is, yeah, it's bananas. This is, by the way, the map choice of the Saboteurs, if I'm not mistaken. Saboteurs went for the map choice, and I mean, suffice it to say that whatever the plan here was didn't really work out. Now, Darkmork gets fully ganked by a 5-man at the top and dies for it. The problem is I'm just not sure what was worth it here. Catapults on the core, second catapult, and Siege Giants are coming in. They are already hearthing back over here. Yep, they knew that he was down at the bottom of the map. But what are you going to do from here on out? I think they want to go boss, I suppose, and they're going to get this one. Down here, on the other hand, I mean, is there going to be core damage 13 minutes in? I don't think they're strong enough, but they can go for some temple shots up at the top. So the idea for the Saboteurs is really to just rely on the boss now and really hammer this one home hard. Could happen. I mean, they got a chance making this work. But now at the same time, we still have some shots fired down here. Dehaka will take care of that. It allows the red team, though, to go towards the top and take the shots off that temple. So there's a lot going on here. A lot of moving pieces, particularly with half a level missing until 20 for the Akatsuki. So they would love to have somebody on lane that takes at least a minion wave or two out. The problem is that all of these minion waves are pushed heavily against the opponent's team. And now this keep is also going to get destroyed. This keep's gone. This keep is gonna fall right here, right now, and that means that for the Saboteurs, it is... I mean, it's pretty much a do-or-die moment. And I guess they're dying. They're not even getting a keep with this. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, I really don't envy them here. They don't want to fight against this. On the one hand, I can't really blame them. On the other hand, what are you gonna do? You've lost everything. Absolutely everything. I mean, there's level 20 now. We got Redemption. We got Stukov with Push Comes to Shove. And also, more importantly, the Flamethrower, which keeps Khaldor even more safe in the back. Cooldown reduction is another big one. So, yeah, I am more than a little bit worried. Because now we're 15 minutes in. Yeah, these catapults are gonna start hurting. Boss is removed, that's true. The next shrine could potentially end the game even. But, yeah. Or the next temple. Not gonna be easy for the Saboteurs. At least Ultralisk misses the disc, okay. Short cooldown, of course, so not too much of a problem. It's gonna have it back sooner rather than later. Definitely in time for the next objective. But the Haka has to work overtime now. That man is putting in the hours. He needs to be on those side lanes and push them out whenever he has a chance. Just to save them. So, Temple is activating. And they're not gonna have level 20 for that. So, the core is the only structure still standing. And it is gonna take damage. The only question is just how much. And of course they're taking Siege Giants. Why wouldn't they? Apply more pressure on the lanes. I guess Muradin is at least gonna attempt to clear out the... No, he's not. Benny is not clearing the catapults. Okay, yeah, then the Haka has to do it. I mean, somebody definitely has. So they're taking the temple as we speak. And that means shots are being fired. The Haka is taking over down here. Needs to take the catapults out before the teams are fighting. Yeah, letting this one slide is a bit dangerous. Okay, so is he going to tunnel in? He might have to. Disc is already out. The Haka's not going to get everything at the bottom of the map. I don't think so. Core is losing hit points. 1 kill. Kill 4 kills. Sonya and Muradin are both dead. The Haka is there. Hazu tried to get the connect. Couldn't. Masquerade on his way back out. He still has Redemption up. 68% on the core. And guys, 3 catapults at the top with the 4th one coming in. Siege Giants and catapults still at the bottom. So as long as they're fighting here, they're still fine. It's a 4 versus 4. And they got a double support. They got a ton of sustain over here. All they have to do is buy time. Buy time, get some shots. Take as many as you can right now. They go for the Haka and they take him down. Hazu is dead. Hazu's gone. And the core is taking more damage. The shield gets removed again. Here's the Divine Shield for Uther. They're going for Jaina. Catapults are nearly on the core. Seems like it's Winion time from here on out. This is looking great. Khaldor dies at least. So that little Song of Ice and Fire that the two were playing ends as Jaina and Khaldor both fall. But now it's catapult time and there's way too many. I mean, I'm already getting blocked here. So yeah, it's time for the Winions. It's a victory. The Akatsuki, they're taking the lead in the best of 3 series against the Saboteurs here at the winner bracket semi-final. GG. Well done, and a Winion victory on Sky Temple for the red team.
So, a quick reminder before we're jumping into the second game of the series, guys. Once again, until the 8th of December, we have a cooperation going on with Raid Shadow Legends where you can support the stream for completely free. As you know, I'm hosting Meta Madness myself. I put the prize money up and everything. So if you guys want to support this a little bit, if you want to help me to host more tournaments like this in the future, you can now do that for free just by playing a game while you're actually watching the stream, for example, or while you're watching the VODs. There's a link in the description to Raid Shadow Legends. All that you got to do is download the game and then play through the tutorial. And if you're extra generous with your time and you really want to help the stream, you can play the account to level 10 or play the account to level 25. That would even be better. We also have a clan. I'll link it in the description too if you guys want to check it out a bit more. Again, I've been playing the game for a while, but if you just want to support the stream a little bit, download the game through the link, play through the tutorial, and that would already help. So thank you very much. Thanks for listening and enjoy game number 2.
Towers of Doom, map number 2. The Akatsuki are in the lead. So now the 12 heroes that are permabanned for qualifier number 3 are listed down here. The 10 that were played on the last map are unavailable as well. Which means 22 heroes are currently banned, and the Saboteurs gotta step it up, or they have to prepare for another loser bracket run. They're already a bit familiar with that, I'd say, but I would assume that they are going to try and avoid that. So, Akatsuki, super confident in game number 1, looked really good for them. Now the big question is, what can they do here? I love the bans, by the way. Ultralisk's Medivh gets banned away, then they're getting rid of the Vikings here on Towers of Doom. And at the same time, we're having Kerrigan banned out. Funnily enough, by Ultralisk's team, because they know how strong Rutsu is with this hero, and they're just like, no, this is just not happening, thank you. We get Garrosh as our first pick for Bad Benny. Always, of course, the risk that he's played with Zarya, and that risk is still there, and it is quite big because Rutsu, for example, is quite solid on Zarya himself. But what are you going to do now if you're the Akatsuki? Benny has already picked Garrosh, so if they want to play Zarya, they're going to get Zarya. Unless you pick her away regardless. Damn, they actually pick her away from them and play Stitches with it. So this is actually pretty cool. Any other hero that would have been picked here, they might have gone for something different. But yeah, it is kind of bonkers to me that they looked at this and they're like, oh my god, we don't want to go up against her. So they just picked her away, combo her off with Stitches instead. Definitely throwing a bit of a wrench into the plans of the Saboteurs. The question is simply, is it going to be worth it for them, yes or no? That's the question. I mean, currently we have Junkrat, we have Leoric. So both of them still being played together with Garrosh is going to give them a whole lot of displacement. Particularly Junkrat and Garrosh are obviously going to reign supreme there. With Leo you still have the slows, you can ghost around a little bit, you get the Entomb that you can bust out too. But now that they went into the Stitches strategy, they have to adapt to that as well. Now it's not going to be too tricky because Masquerade has been playing Stitches for the Akatsuki already multiple times in the second qualifier. But maybe Falstad, if you want to Gust Gorge, could be one option. I bet though that the Saboteurs are very happy that they already banned Medivh, because Kidnap combo is still a thing. Hook, Gorge, Portal comes out, boom. And you see, they are also fully aware that Falstad is another great choice together with Stitches, so they ban him out. Now, there's a couple of questions that you still have to answer. First of all, what kind of support are you going to go for? Malfurion is, of course, going to give you the roots that you have on the ground. Uther has already been played, so that's not an option anymore. You could go Tyrande if you really wanted, together with Zarya. She has like an extra shield there as well. But they go for Malf. They have Sylvanas, so now we have an added silence. And that leaves us with Darkmog, who is going to then play dedicated side laner. But it is going to be a wild game. That hook can come out of nowhere, and I really want to see how they play this out. Leo can also drain Stitches quite a bit, so that's another good tool for Hazu to have on the side lane whenever they're going to go into, you know, the big fights. So that's something. But yeah, we have the next double pick, and it's the final one for the blue team, Tychus and Tyrande. So there's Tyrande, we get her finally, but together with Garrosh, not together with Stitches and Tychus. Tychus is actually heavily underplayed. Keep in mind, remember how highly prioritized he is in the Korean meta, in any game. Now we're in Meta Madness, where tons of heroes and damage dealers are banned out, and Tychus is still seeing more or less no play. It was one of the first times in all 3 qualifiers that he's now being played. Like, he is really disregarded by most teams, and it is wild if you look to how impactful he is on the Eastern meta. Darkmog wouldn't be Darkmog if we didn't go for Illidan. Oh yeah, baby, bring it. I'm here for it. Illidan in game number 2, Towers of Doom. Let's go. Game number 2, match point for the Akatsuki. Blue team under pressure. They went for Tychus with Rutsu, Yasuo and Tyrande. We got Dino and Junkrat, Hazu and Leoric, and Bad Benny with Garrosh. On the right side of the map for the Akatsuki, we got Ultralisk on Sylvanas. Darkmog just doing Darkmog things, and I'm all here for it. Going with the unending hatred for Illidan, Banana Age on Malfurion, Masquerade on Stitches, and Skok is playing Zarya. I love that Darkmog still comes in and goes for Illidan whenever he can. I absolutely love it. I think Illidan is a really fun character and can be. Darkmog always loves to unleash that potential. Now Illidan is of course very much so scaling into the mid and the late game. If you open the map up a little bit, if you have him stacking his level 1 properly, you can really do a whole lot, and I'm sure that he is going to go and just wreck the mid and the late game. But the question is always, how do you arrive there, right? This is on even footing with your opponent's team. Are you going to start falling behind quickly? And with that early kill against Masquerade, it seems that the blue team is at least eager to start things off with a bit of a bang and not a whimper, as they're trying to bring this back. Because game number 1 didn't really look too great for them. They lost way too much, way too early, and lost full control of the game. So, with this now, Ultralisk is not able to get out this time. He was nearly there though. So, yeah, nearly got out. Not quite able to pull it off though. But, yeah. Darkmog, again, just stacking on his level 1 a little bit. And obviously you can stack this way into the late game, so this is another one that they can do here. But yeah, the camp is about to be taken. As usual, the question, are you going to be aggressive? Are you just going to play it safe? And they're a bit too late if they want to seal this away. Not too late to get themselves a kill though. So with Masquerade, he gets a shield, but he's also completely trapped. Stitches a little bit too much on the chubby side. He is not making his way out of this one. Stitches barely fits through a door, and particularly if he has all of those swimming pool toys around him, then yeah, it's not happening. So he is gone, but they might get the counter kill, and they do. Zarya goes brrrr, and Garrosh goes ugh. So easy kills. And then that is 3 kills to 1 now in total. And look at that, they go for In the Rhythm on level 4. The Saboteurs changing this up slightly. But yeah, not too bad. At this point, they Masquerade thinks he's already level 13. He's like, I got this. It's like, I don't got this. So yeah. At this point, the only way this hook would have been successful if the full movement of the opponent would have been into the hook. Crazier things have happened, but not here. Alright, so altars are activating already. They're trying with another hook to save Zarya, and Zarya gets manhandled a bit. So yeah, kill number 4. Blue team. Eager to please, eager to bring this to a 3rd game and turn this one around. Can they though? That's the question. It's a triple altar phase. I mean, this is usually a map that lasts a little bit longer and that would work well for Illidan, of course. So we'll see if they can get him into a proper late game. Because when we get there, if you have Illidan with Zarya assistance and with a nice shield there, and also, of course, the overheal from Malfurion, that can be impactful as hell. 32 against 36, 2-for-1 trade. Not really a big deal. Both teams were pretty happy with this, as it seems. Tychus is not stacking properly, though. He's at 9 stacks now. This is the 2nd time, I believe, that he got his minigun through, and it just didn't do enough for him. Stacking early with Tychus is obviously fairly important if you're trying to get the level 4 talent extension, if you get the extension increased. Duration extended. There we go. Names, words, things, sounds, heart, today. So, yeah. So, the duration is getting slowly extended here on Tychus' side. He's now at 12. Again, still nothing crazy. He used it 3 times, and it's just not gonna be enough if he doesn't step it up a little bit with that. So, yeah. 12 stacks also for Illidan, which is a little bit harder for him. But they're still invading here. So, the blue team has really decided that they're gonna go on the offensive. They are being a little bit aggressive. They're trying to invade camps. They're starting to look for also some victims here, with Benny just moving in time and time again. And it's honestly not too bad. What I really want to see is how does this all come together for them after level 10 is being hit by the Akatsuki, and they can use Gorge, and they can also look at the extended hook range from Stitches after level 13. Indomitable has to be used here, and they're all starting to fall a bit low. So already we're having some nice moves made by the Akatsuki that are pressuring the hit point pools of the blue team's heroes. After level 10 and 13, that should get accelerated fairly quickly, and I am a bit curious to see how aggressive they can be with this, because this is really where they can turn it around then. Hit that hook, hit that gorge. Maybe even during the fight, just get that gorge out to make your play there. Isolate one of the targets a little bit and just build on it. Get Illidan properly stacked into the late game. And yeah, so they gotta play this out quite a lot. So late game, mid game, I can totally see the Akatsuki do some work. Right now, on the other hand, they're struggling, and you can see it firsthand right here. They're losing Stitches, they're losing Sylvanas. Shots get fired. Illidan at least got one channel, so that keeps them still in range, but it's an entire level disadvantage that they're already running. So the blue team is using their advantages in the early game as best as they can, and they are currently pulling ahead, and they're going to convert that bell tower over. Now, yeah, with that, the big question is simply, can they stabilize again? What do they have to do for that? They gotta win a team fight. So, yeah, get level 10, then slowly start to get the work done. They also have, of course, right now still the problem that Illidan isn't stacked yet, but you can already see that Dark Monk is playing this fairly aggressive and might pay the price for it. Yeah, there's the grenade, and Dark Monk gets killed. Great play by Hazops. I mean, no denying that. He knows Dark Monk. They've known each other for ages, for absolutely ages. And in this case, he just simply outplayed him right there. Jumps over, gets entombed, and that's the moment where they just crush it. Now Junkrat gets killed down here at the bottom of the map at least, as they're trying to retake that bell tower. But yeah, they're not going to retake it that easily. They have at least level 10 that gives us the hunt, by the way. We also have Twilight Dream. So Twilight Dream as a follow-up. And since you're going up against Stitches in that death zone, you have to stay out of hook range, or at least dodge it when it comes. So we'll see how well they can play through that. But Illidan is currently about to complete his level 1 quest. He can obviously stack past it, but then he's going to pick up the quest reward. And this is where slowly the Akatsuki need to start some momentum at least. Yeah, so right here they gotta slowly bring this in a little bit. In addition to that, there's obviously that level 13 tier where Stitches is gonna get the increased range. So that's gonna be important as well. But the game is still rather slow. I mean, it's... is it 23 against 29 points? That extra bell tower is obviously helping them a lot. Now we have 42 extra damage on level 1. Against single targets, that's kind of neat. That's still pretty nice. So, as is, we already have the next attack. They retook the bell tower as a first step, right? Retake the bell tower, get to level 13. I love that the boss is now being taken up at the top, so they at least decided that if they already have to give up the bell tower at the bot lane, they at least might get another 4 shots out of this. So they're 10 points ahead after these hit. And that's a nice buffer. So there's always been a late game map, but this is at least a nice buffer that they're playing around with. So, yeah. With that, there's another hit coming, but the owl does not connect. Alright. So, 43 stacks by now for Illidan, 11 for Zarya. I mean, again, cooldown reduction and all of this stuff is always nice. But level 13 and Stitches comes online. This is really the moment, I believe, where you have to start making some plays. You got Illidan with his quest completed, fairly stacked. You have level 13 on both sides. It's a single altar, so at some point you gotta start making some moves, and Stitches has now the extended range. You have also Illidan with the hunt, so you can play the pseudo-global. He can still sit at the side lane a bit, close the experience gap for you while the rest of the team is trying to get position and waits for the real battle to start. Can stack his level 1 even further. I mean, everything that he can do here is gonna be great. But, yeah. So there's another quick hit, and they are shielding Illidan as he's sitting on the side lane, getting them more experience. And could technically now also take some of these structures out. I mean, you are, with Illidan, in a position to run somebody that can take structures out super easily. Benny's sitting there at the side. Dark Monk is already starting to slowly go for it. A bit of poke happening from Zarya too, as everybody is just attempting to go for position. As they move for Stitches. The Riptire is out, Stitches is alive, and they take down Tychus. Tigers easily killed. Gorge against Junkrat. One is already dead as Malfurion gets murdered, so that's a 4 versus 4 all of a sudden. And they're trying the drain on Zarya, who survives. Illidan was going for Tyrande, attempting to drop her. Couldn't quite make it happen yet, but dodges at least the stun. Is still forced to move back out. And now Zarya... Alright, she's gonna make her way out. Hook is connecting, not quite. And Ultralisk is jumping all over the place with Sylvanas, attempting to have an impact here. 16 talents aren't ready, and Ultralisk is rather lost. Yep, still trying to buy himself a little bit of time and maybe survive this. Plays around Bad Benny as best as he can. Gets flipped, not stunned. Has the wave out, gets away, gets a shield. And they kill Garrosh! No, they don't! Ultralisk dies, Garrosh is alive, and now Zarya falls. So yes, the Akatsuki, they're getting absolutely crushed down here. This could have gone a different way. This definitely could have gone a very different way. They had a chance to take Garrosh down and maybe clean house, but instead they lost everyone. It's 12 kills to 3, and that is a huge problem. Yeah, that is a massive, massive problem here. So, yep, the Saboteurs with 12 kills to 3. This was, I think, the opportunity. If, in this case, the Akatsuki, they get the first kill and then clean everybody else up, particularly with Illidan in the mix, they have a chance to bring this one back. But right now, they're heavily trailing. They lost the bell tower. Now it's 14 points to 29. And despite this being a comeback map, this is going to be a very uphill battle. It's not totally unwinnable, but it's still tough. Garrosh throwing already one of the pumpkins in. Now we could potentially see another quick Gorge to get them a bit closer to the death zone here. And they went in deep. Yeah, they tried to go for Junkrat, but Masquerade he's dead. Masquerade is dead. More pumpkins make it through. They had 12 points on the core now, and they're just losing ground by the second. Illidan is at 55 stacks now on his level 1, but it's just not going to be enough here. Even with the level 13 talents, I don't think that they have a fighting chance at this point. They're also starting to just fall farther and farther behind in experience. There's a 1 level gap now. Control has been lost pretty much completely. 9 points on the core is all that they have, and they're just getting chased across the map here. With the mid lane getting attacked and the bell tower taking damage, and the top most likely gonna mirror that soon, it's tricky. Azov's maybe a bit too close over here, but still fine. Boss is also back up in 30 seconds. Another big tool on the map for the Saboteurs to potentially end the game and force game number 3. And while all of this plays out, the red team is getting ready for last battle, I'd say. So, yeah, Stitches is coming in, gets flipped immediately, gets targeted, taunted, and killed. They just body him every time. No chance for Masquerade here. Illidan, even with the assistance of Sylvanas' arrow, cannot do enough here. He's a huge pest for sure, but he couldn't get the kill yet. Tries to go for Yasuo and gets a kill against Tyrande finally. So at least that happened. But Sylvanas died, and here comes the Riptire kill against Illidan. That leaves them with only 2 heroes on the map, and it's a triple altar phase. If 2 of them are taken, it's lights out, and since they're losing heroes all over the place, it is just undeniable. We're gonna go to game number 3. This is gonna go the distance, so yep, channels are already happening. And with that, we are done. Game 3 coming up in this series between the Saboteurs and the Akatsuki in the winner bracket semifinal. GG. Well played. Final map, game number 3, Infernal Shrines is the map, and 32 heroes are unavailable now. 12 pre-banned, 20 have been played as we are headed into the draft. I'm a bit sad that Illidan lost. It's a little bit of a weird one. On the one hand, I'm happy because it means we're getting game number 3. On the other hand, I actually want to see Illidan get a little bit more love and win a couple of games here. Yeah. But as Darkmog is still part of this tournament, at times we will probably get the blind guy once again. at least eventually. So, Medivh is getting banned. We are, as mentioned, in Game 3, so it's match point. We are still in the winner bracket. This is the semi-final. And whoever loses here is not out of the tournament, but drops down into the loser's bracket instead and has another chance to make a run there. Something that the Saboteurs are familiar with. Akatsuki as well, to be honest. And yeah, we'll see who takes the lead and moves on to the winner bracket final, where they would face off against the Raiders. So this is really a pretty big match for both of these teams already. Rutsu's Carrigan is banned. Ultralis could have played it too, of course, but we have first pick, first ban for Hazu's team, so they want to make sure that they're not going to be any shenanigans for them. And they are banning out Mephisto. Clear indicator that we're going to see Choga. Yeah. Maybe not that early. He's going to come out eventually again, but I don't think in this game. Okay, so with 32 heroes already out, that means that you are a bit more limited here. We have roughly 90 heroes in the pool, so you're now down to 2/3 of them, and you have some extra bans coming in at this point. Now, still plenty of options available. The question is just simply, what are they prioritizing now? The more that we're going into banned territory, more heroes banned, the more mages become pretty impactful. Normally, that's when you get Kelthas, when you get Gul'dan, Mephisto, like all of these heroes are slowly making their way then into the drafts. And that is even more so true when you're looking at Infernal shrines. Now, obviously, always assuming that those heroes haven't been played previously. But this is still something that they can do here. We also still have a couple of nice side laners that could be played too. Even Arthas has been played a few times, and I wouldn't really be too shocked if maybe one of the teams starts to pick him up again for a map like Infernal Shrines. That could help as well. But we are starting things off with Rhaegar and Yrel. So already great side laner here for the Akatsuki. Whereas the Saboteurs now with Chromie would of course love to have anybody you know that can properly stun the target. So you get 1 or 2 CC chains going, and then, yeah, like Varian, and then you can have Chromie to just hammer the target down. So Benny had a time where he played nothing but Varian, and now he's back to those days, I suppose. So we're gonna see him just taunting everything that's in sight, and if he gets a good grab on anyone, when Chromie has her cooldowns up, that means the target will likely be blown to pieces. Together with Rutsu and Falstad for potential disengage, but also to control the map a bit more and have some macro plays available for yourselves too. Yeah, that brings us to, of course, Ultralisk and his team banning out. Well, Anna. Don't want to deal with a boosted Chromie. Makes perfect sense, of course. And what are they banning against Ultralisk? What are they worried about right now? There's also Masquerade still at the front. But yeah, you probably want to limit some of the damage options here. Last time we went in Infernal Shrines, we had Suljin banned, which was already just annoying as hell. I would have loved to see a Suljin just slice and dice around the shrine. But they are going for the frontline ban. They're targeting Masquerade with their last ban available and get rid of Anubarak. So, yep, the beetle is gone. No more bugs in this game. I wish. But, yeah. I suppose that Skog is probably going to pick first, and Ultralis is going to come in as the final pick as usual. But, yep. Imperius still up. They could go for a triple frontline too. Another option that they have here. Gul'dan. Alright, we got our mage. And we get Tyrael. Tyrael is actually someone that also slipped my mind a bit, and I don't believe that we have him seen him today yet, at least on the games that I covered so far. So, yeah. Tyrael plus Yrel, and Ultralis can still go for another melee here. And we've been talking a lot about Imperius because he can also double later on in this tournament, maybe in qualifier 4 and 5 as a main tank, but even as a side laner, he has a lot of damage too. We get Auriel, and we get Rexa. So this Varian and Rexa combo that they've been playing a lot, because you get Misha with a stun, you have Varian with the initial taunt, so you can do a lot with that. A lot of CC that they can use here. And Ultralisk as our final pick. Yasuo, by the way, also kind of interesting here. Again, Auriel is quite strong on her too. But, well, game number 3. Finishing off the draft for the red team. So let's see what the Akatsuki are going to pick here. It is Thrall, the War Chief. Alright, boys, let's go. Infernal Shrines, final map. Which team makes it into the winner bracket final, and which team drops down into the losers bracket? Let's find out. Saboteurs against Akatsuki. It is match point, baby. On the left, Dainu with Chromie, Hazops on Rexa. Rutsu is playing Falstad. We got Benny on Varian, and Yazu is playing Oriel. Ultralisk, Mr. No Balls, not going for the Crash Lightning, not going for Stack, trolling Thunder. Sad moment for the stream. He's playing Thrall. We got Masquerade on Tyrael, Banana H on Rigger, Darkmog on Urel, and Skook on Gul'dan with the stacks on level 1. So, let's get this party started. Do or die. Who wins? Who goes to the winner bracket final to face off against the Raiders? And who drops down into the losers bracket in this third qualifier for Meta Madness? Mage against Mage, Gnomi against Gul'dan, and they're already manhandling the bear again. They're already going for Misha again. Unacceptable. Not cool. So, with that, they're already going for Benny here. Benny hasn't pulled a Lauba in a while. So, yeah. But I'm really, really curious to see who's going to win this one now. Because we've seen two completely different maps, right? If you compare map number 1 and map number 2, total opposites. Every single time we had a team dominating. Now Dainu is getting locked down by Thrall and the Wolf, and he is gone. So, nicely done. Quick kill against Chromie, she's gone. And with that, of course, they have a chance to go and steal the opponent's camp away. Especially since everybody else is trying to go for Urel up at the top. And, well, Darkmog is barely alive. Yeah, made it out of the fight. Rode away on the money pick. Majestic as he is. But that means that at the bottom of the map, the red team is very likely going to walk away with all 3 camps. Now that they're taking the neutral one at the bottom, they should be able to also take theirs. I mean, the position is just way better for them. So this is going to be a good start for the Akatsuki. Nothing insane, but definitely a decent start. They're going for Banana, and okay, the Wolf just got wrecked. Poor doggy gets killed right there. Yeah, Skork gets attacked too, and boy, oh boy. Yeah, talking about dogs getting killed, by the way. I mean, nobody wants to kill dogs, but boy, did we unleash a bit of a discussion earlier on the stream, and I thought for the YouTube section we're going to talk about that too. I've basically, again, raised the question whether dogs in particular should be indoors or outdoors. And we are assuming, of course, a place outdoors where A, there's a yard, so there is space for a dog outside, and B, that there's some sheltered space outside for the dog, meaning a shed or something where the dog has some space. Oh my god, the amount of people that are passionate about that topic is kind of bonkers. Now, I myself, and well, not me myself, but my family, my dad and everyone, we had like 3 dogs in total, and they were always outdoor dogs. They were not allowed into the house, but they had a big yard to play in, and they also had their own shelter. And I was always thinking when I would get myself a dog, to be fair, put this in context a little bit, I'm slightly allergic. I was heavily allergic when I was younger. And still a little bit. Thankfully not as much anymore. It dampened a little bit. But the amount of people that are passionate on this topic is bananas. Absolutely bananas. So yeah, it was fairly interesting. And we are talking about this in the context of Rhaegar, the only dog that we have in this game, getting just kicked around by the blue team, who's they're clearly favoring cats. It's absolutely insane. It's unacceptable. Here we're talking about loving homes for animals, and they just come in and, you know, and treat Rhaegar like he's trash. It is not cool. If they could have put him on a leash, they would put him on a leash. I heard actually that Misha, or that Rexa is thinking about doing that to Misha, and Peter has been informed and is fairly against it. But also with the first shrine up, it seems like they're going for more kills. Maybe with a little bit of trade value. Nope. At least the quest is completed for Thrall, so good on him. So he's actually coming in and getting a quest completed at the 4-minute mark, but with Urel now falling after Tyrael has already been taken out, that means it's a 5 versus 3. The good news is that the red team was still able to move in and take the boss, the thingy, the Punisher. So good for them. Bit more pressure. kind of making up for the 2 kills to an extent, at least, I'd say. Especially since the bait over the wall hasn't properly happened. There we go, finally. And they can start to fall towards the top, and they would love to kill Benny. Can't quite take him down, but that's a lot of damage on the top side fort. So all in all, things considered, Akatsuki doing well here. Nearly take the top side fort out, doing a bit of damage in the middle and removing parts of the wall. And all of that at the cheap cost of 2 heroes dying. So, yep, there is that. Alright, so down to the bottom of the map. We got Darkmok still, yeah, holding the lane, getting the experience. 5 kills to 2 now. Obviously, your Auriel has also started to get some hits in, as we have 2 hits on the repeated offense. So he's trying to complete the talent here. 18 stacks for Gul'dan on his level 1. And, well, down here, still trying to go for the next cap. So as the dust settles a bit, the blue team pulls ahead in experience, is also starting to steal some camps away, moved over towards the right side here to take one of the Khazra camps. But generally, in structures at least, it is the Akatsuki that have taken a small advantage. Now, since this gap in experience is actually getting extended, it seems to be a bit more difficult for the Akatsuki now, because as level 10 is available, yeah, if they get a good angle and can maybe gust somebody into a corner, the blue team should walk away with a kill here. But at least for now, they're covering all their bases. Ultralist double checking all of the vents over here, making sure that there's nobody waiting, that there's no trap being set up. So if they play this safe, then they're still in a decent spot. But they gotta make sure that nobody dies here and that the Saboteurs are just not playing an endless stacking game where they get kill after kill. So level 10 is nearly ready. They're looking for a kill on the other hand, but Skog is a bit slowed down. Rexa used his ult, and yep, they're sundering as both of them have level 10 now. Horrify can be used as well. Sanctification! They could... they nearly got the birdie. They nearly got the birdie, but the blue team is now trying to get a kill themselves, and they're moving in for Urel. But she gets out. Varian, on the other hand, he dies, but with a quick attack from Misha, Thrall gets murdered. Chromie came in for the final shot. So it's a trade in kills between the 2 teams once again. Nice. Yeah, so far, so good. 6 kills to 3. Fairly close third game. This is honestly the closest game in this series that we had so far, I want to say. And down at the bottom of the map, Tyrael still holding on to this one. So, yep. But, yeah. Either way, things are starting to settle down a bit. And the next objective, this is the second one in the game, is also going to be, I mean, rather an eye level. Don't think they're going to get level 13 by the time. Nah, with 2 seconds left, it's going to be an even fight. So, yeah, well, let's see what they can do here. I mean, Misha is again guarding the vents, and it seems like the red team has a bit of a different idea here. I mean, in the middle of the map, they're still going for experience here. Fort has been destroyed. Bear with me for just a second, but just all things considered, Misha, as she is starting to make her way forward here, is acting as a bit of an observer. And will just inform them whenever somebody is coming. But I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But at the top lane, there's a huge problem forming for the Saboteurs, because the Akatsuki are just pushing in. It's not impossible that they're going to try and take the wall down completely, but Misha is bearing down on them now, particularly on Urel, as she makes another jump here. Thrall is already gone, and now with the rest of the team moving in, they're definitely going to get that kill as well. So it's a double kill for the Saboteurs. The Akatsuki, they're taking control of the shrine for as much as they can, but obviously these things only spawn so quickly. So with only 7 missing, and now even Chromie coming in and making that little play, it seems that it's not possible for them to make an impact with the objective. The Punisher gets instead taken by the Saboteurs. And yeah, the defense is, of course, I mean, I don't think they're going to defend a whole lot here. They already have the camp about to be stolen away. It's still a talent advantage for a few more seconds. They take the fort at the bottom, and then we'll see what they're going to do. But it's getting a bit dangerous. The initial idea was okay. Going to the top and take the fort down is fine. Trying to force them back too, but you can't lose both of the heroes on your way back out of the fight. particularly if there's an objective up on the map that gets claimed by your opponent, and now we have one fort gone, the other one attacked in the middle. And yeah, so another wall destroyed here. 8 kills, 2-3 right now. We get 22,000 damage from Chromie, 21,000 from Gul'dan. Thrall is the only one dealing with the Punisher, but here in the middle the poke continues. And Falstad is in the meantime topside, trying to also use his extra push power to take this down slowly. So yeah, went into the secret weapon over here. Obviously helps him quite a bit too when he goes into lane pushes. Gets a few more attacks out whenever he is YOLO on the lane and can just YOLO all of that out, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So with him slowly falling back, he still got it to 50% HP. And in the middle, Gul'dan has now been killed. They're even looking to follow up on Rhaegar or Yrel. Sundering is out. Good news for them, I suppose. Can they follow that up with a kill? Maybe. Chromie gets attacked, and Dainu, mace to the face from Yrel. She gets the kill. Auriel not able to save the target, but they are insanely close to level 16, and they're still running the show here. They're still making the plays. 9 kills, 2-4. Moving into the middle, trying to take another fort down. The one at the top is taking damage, the one at the bottom has been destroyed, and the one in the middle is dropping rather low. Material gets melted away. Masquerade is again dead. And even Rhaegar is now in trouble. They go for Banana Age and they drop him. Didn't even need taunt. Auriel dies, but still with another taunt they can go for Gul'dan now, and if they at least have the damage output here, they should be able to get another kill, especially since Thrall is also in trouble. He's barely getting out. Misha has fallen. Yrel is in some trouble, and in 2 seconds taunt is back, and then it's the end of Yrel. Kill after kill. Rexa gets at least murdered by Gul'dan, but this is not even the end of it because Thrall gets crushed too. So with this absolute bloodbath that unfolds here in the middle of the map, we have 13 kills to 6, and it's just nasty. I mean, it's an entire level lead still for the Saboteurs. Both teams at level 16 talents now. We have the Templar's Verdict. We also have the Rune's Affliction. Synergy is not quite complete yet because Gul'dan hasn't finished his level 1 stacking quest yet. He's still 4 stacks shy of completing it fully. But yeah, it's kind of nuts. 4 deaths on Yrel. I mean, Yrel died 4 times already. Just think about it for a second. Yeah, and I don't know. The team fights aren't looking good for this for the red team. The Akatsuki are definitely having a problem. So with the shrine active and them still holding on to a fountain at the top, who knows? Maybe they can make a move there. But they gotta also stay away from that stun chain. Taking Misha down is a good first step, but only if Masquerade survives, and he does. But he had to sacrifice his ult for it. So he's still alive, but we don't have Sanctification for them any further. And yeah, that's of course a trade that they're not going to be too happy about. Still, Yrel slowly going towards the top. Falstad pushing in the middle. They need to win this one. They need to have a bit of a win here. There's the Horrify. Nice. Can they follow up on that? They go for Yasuo again. Take the support out and you might have a fighting chance. Once that the opponent doesn't have any sustain anymore, you're in a good position. Aegis for the save. Rhaegar gets wrecked and Gul'dan has fallen. That's 2 of the orcs already down. A third one is still attacking and gets a kill against Varian. But they are outnumbered. It's a 4 versus 3, and down at the bottom of the map there's also a keep that gets slowly attacked. Auriel is dead, so they are actually fighting back. Ultralis is getting some really nice damage out. He's sitting at 39,000 damage, his top damage in the game, and they're getting even more kills. This is the problem though. Your bottom keep is suffering. They are gonna get that objective, and maybe, just maybe, they're able to bring this back now. But it is still not easy. Good move in that last fight though. I mean, particularly Ultralis with Thrall has gotten tons and tons of damage out. That was highly important. But they have to make sure that they are saving at least the keep here. And they can barely hold on to it. If Falstad flies in, he could possibly take it down later and push a minion wave through. But this is one of the few opportunities for the Akatsuki to bring this game back. They need the objective and then they can maybe close the gap in experience. It's not that wide anymore. It's half a level that they have to bridge. That's definitely possible. But we'll see how they are playing it. They could also keep it at 39 stacks and just try and close it a bit further. Particularly now that the Saboteurs are pushing ahead again. Probably don't want to fully commit to this just yet. So yeah, they got it on 39. And now they're just going to try and waste some of the red team's time. Buy time for themselves. Buy time to get to level 20. So that you can actually put that objective to some proper use. And they should be able to get there. They're even trying to flank in because Chromie and Varian are both not here. But they shouldn't overstay their welcome. And that Sundering honestly went nowhere. Pushed them out of the fight rather than in. They need to get Yasuo. Aegis is out. Gust is there. There's the Horrify. And, well, Gul'dan is dead. They thought they had it. And, well, they might still. They don't. They might. Like, I'm not quite sure. They go for Rexa and Hazu. Oops. Ah, he escapes. At least for now. They're still chasing him. Still chasing him and might get him here. But the Ancestral and Ultralisk. Tyrael is down. Rexa is down. They're getting kills. They go again for Chromie. Wolf is out. Trying to hit the back line. Oh, this is going to be close for them. They still don't have 20. And there it is finally. And they get Chromie. Chromie is gone. Chromie is gone and they have level 20. So Storm Talons on both sides and they still have that Punisher. They still have the Punisher. Up at the top, all they gotta do is take the last minion stack. They got the Farseer's Blessing, they got the Holy Arena, and there's only 2 defenders. So, I don't know, the Akatsuki might actually be able to pull this off. They might be able to turn this one around. It's 12 kills against 17 now. They're closing the kill gap. In experience, they've caught up. They got level 20 and they start pushing here. Tyrael isn't here yet, but Chromie is also down for another 30 seconds. And all that they want from this is, of course, the top keep. So as long as you can take the top keep down, you're gonna be fine. Can they, though? That's the question. URL jumps in, gets insta-taunted. Yeah, Darkmork. Okay, he is able to get out. There is currently no heal available, but the keep doesn't stand a chance. Keep goes down 100%. Now they just gotta decide whether they want to try and go for core. But it doesn't really look like it. They are the ones that all of a sudden have taken the lead in this game. All of a sudden, they're the ones that have taken the keep down. And they still have a fort here, meaning constant catapults against nothing. Down at the bottom of the map, yeah, still looking alright here. As long as they can hold on to that keep. So, as is, we're looking at 45,000 damage for Thrall. Still top damage in the game. But look over to the blue team. 42,000, 40,000 and 40,000 damage for Chromie, Rexa and Falstad. Yeah, not bad. Nice damage output here. It gets reflected in kills too. But the last couple of minutes haven't really gone too well for the Saboteurs. Only one of these 2 teams can continue to the winner bracket. The other one is going to drop down into the losers bracket, and the question that is still to be answered is which one. Who's going to face off against the Raiders? Who is going to drop down into the losers bracket and has to go and try to reach the grand final through the long way? Yeah, they're taking the camp away here. If they knew that, they would probably go for the keep immediately. But yeah. I mean, either way, things are getting really interesting here. That bot lane keep needs to be protected at all cost. Because, again, there is still a fort down here. It's the last remaining fort for the blue team. So you have to protect your bot lane. You have to protect your bot lane keep, or your core is going to be under serious pressure as this continues. Talking about serious pressure, by the way, look at this. Double Shaman Cam catapults at the top lane. Falstad is sitting there and he's like, help! Team! Yeah, he's not happy about that at all. He's sitting here just thinking, oh boy. So yeah. Can of course stop all of this, don't get me wrong. But everybody is just now still playing this one out. The next shrine is kind of nice. Because for the red team. Because it's exactly on the one lane where they still hold a fountain. So they can tap the fountain either before or during the fight. Can pre-tap and try and get those heals. We'll see how they're playing this one out, but they definitely have a bit of an inherent advantage on that lane now. Something that we shouldn't really forget about here. So, down at the bottom of the map, still a bit of a push happening as they're going for the next camp, and it's the same story as before. This is the lane that is the most dangerous to the Akatsuki. So they have to push the catapults out, and they're not going to be happy about this camp being taken here either. If they come in with everyone that they have right now and just take it out real quickly, destroy the camp, then they buy themselves some time. Nice moves also, of course, from Khaldor. But what they're doing here means that essentially the blue team is going to get a head start on taking position. So, yeah. Darkmook is already moving in. Alright, gets attacked, but they're going to be fine. And a bit of poke from Thrall is also helping them. Yep, this is the moment now. This is the moment, and we'll see who takes it. There's also another Arcane Punisher, and we're 20 minutes into the game. This will likely end it, one way or another. Or at least there's a chance. Particularly if the Akatsuki take it. They only have a keep, and they also destroyed... oh, sorry, a keep in the middle is the only thing standing between them and the core on that lane. And then the top lane, they already destroyed the keep earlier. So if they win the team fight outright, they don't even have to play around the Punisher and can just simply go straight towards the top lane. So already, choke point attack here, and Urel is gone. Got fully taunted out. Had no chance to use her ult, and this is exactly the kind of kill that the Saboteurs needed. Now it's a 5 versus 4. Now it's a cleanup job. And that's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for the cleanup. They're going for Masquerade, and he's dead as well. Perfect opportunity for the Saboteurs to just flip this thing completely on its head and take another victory and move to the winner bracket final. This is the big chance for them now. They got the kill so early. Now they got the Arcane Punisher. Khaldor is at the top, and he gets killed as well. Even a bit of a staggered death, which makes the defense for them even more difficult. So they got one keep at the bottom of the map that they should be able to easily take with Falstad alone. Here in the middle, the fort gets destroyed within seconds, and then it's just a question of how much more they can now pull off with the entire team pushing in for this. Top lane, there's catapults. Somebody might have to half back eventually. Falstad could technically also fly, but it's going to take a bit until the catapults are hitting the core and also until they're doing enough damage. And obviously by that time the game might already be over, because it's pretty clear what the Saboteurs are going to try and do here. They're taking the keep in the middle. The one at the bottom of the map is eventually going to fall to the wave itself, and they're going to try and go for a game. These catapults here, yes, they're going to damage the core, but they're not going to be able to be faster than the blue team. So yeah, nicely done by the Akatsuki. Really good effort, and it looked great for a long time, or at least for periods in this game. But as is, it will be a victory for the Saboteurs. There's the Gust. The core falls just too quickly, even with the catapults doing damage over on the left side of the map. They're not gonna win it. It's a W for the blue team as they win the series with a 2-1 score and move on to the winner bracket final to face off against the Raiders. GG, well played.